During a family gathering, my sister posted a video with the caption, "Teaching my kids what generosity means, something many parents forget to do." In the video, her kids were shown giving away used toys to less fortunate children. Those less fortunate children were my kids. I didn't say a word, I just packed our things, put my kids in the car, and left without looking back. The next day, I canceled the family spring break trip, the one I had organized myself, worth over $6,000. That night, I lay awake replaying the video again and again. It had already been shared dozens of times. The comments were full of people praising Madison for raising compassionate kids and spreading positivity. Someone even called her an inspiration. Every word made me feel smaller, like I'd been shoved into a role I never agreed to. The struggling single mom who should be grateful for her sister's charity. By morning, something in me snapped. For weeks, I'd been the one planning our big family spring break trip to Florida. I'd spent hours finding the right Airbnb, coordinating flights, organizing car rentals, all to make sure everyone had a great time. Madison had barely lifted a finger, as usual. I opened the group chat and typed a short message. Trip canceled. Refunds processed. Everyone can make their own plans. No explanation. No apology. Within minutes, the notifications started flooding in. My mother called. My brother texted question marks. Madison sent a long voice message, demanding to know why I was being dramatic. I didn't respond to any of them. I just looked at the last text from her, where she'd written, "It was just a fun video. Don't make this bigger than it is." But it was bigger than a video. It was about how easily she used people, even her own family, to feed whatever image she was trying to project online. And I wasn't going to be part of that anymore. By Monday morning, my phone was still buzzing nonstop. My mom had called 3 times, my dad once, and Madison had left a string of messages that started polite and ended passive-aggressive. I didn't open any of them. I dropped the kids off at school, came home, and finally let myself cry. Not out of sadness, out of sheer exhaustion. For years I had played along. Madison was the perfect one. The one with the immaculate house, the camera-ready kids, the husband who showed up to family dinners in pressed shirts. I was the one still juggling bills, working extra shifts, and showing up with messy hair because life didn't stop long enough for me to fix it. I'd learned to take her small jabs, the ones that came disguised as jokes. Like when she'd say, "It must be hard raising them alone," with that pitying tone that made me want to disappear. Or when she'd insist on paying for things just this once, and then remind me later how generous she was. But this video had crossed a line. She'd humiliated my kids, used them to play out some narrative about her being a saint. That afternoon, my mom showed up at my door without warning. She didn't even knock, just walked in holding a casserole dish like it was a peace offering. She said she wanted to talk. I let her sit at the table. She started by saying Madison hadn't meant any harm, that the video was just a misunderstanding. She even tried to laugh, saying Madison could have worded it better. I stayed quiet. Then my mom asked if I'd reconsider the trip, said everyone was looking forward to it, that canceling had hurt the family. That was the moment I realized no one had even asked why I'd done it. They just wanted things back to normal, back to me swallowing my pride and fixing everything. I told her the trip wasn't happening. I said I was tired of pretending we were all close when, deep down, it was just Madison pulling the strings and the rest of us pretending not to see it. Mom didn't take it well. She said family was family, that I shouldn't air dirty laundry, but I hadn't aired anything. Madison had, to hundreds of strangers online. After she left, I sat at the kitchen table for a long time. The house was quiet, the kind of quiet that feels heavy. I thought about deleting social media altogether, but part of me wanted to see if Madison would take the video down. She didn't. Instead, she doubled down. 2 days later, she posted another clip, this time talking to the camera about how sometimes people misunderstand your intentions when all you're trying to do is good. The comments were full of sympathy. "Ignore the negativity," someone wrote. "You're doing amazing, Mama." I stared at the screen until my eyes burned. That night, Noah came into my room. He asked why Aunt Madison said we were less fortunate. He said some kids at school had mentioned the video. My chest tightened. I didn't even know they'd seen it. I told him that sometimes adults do things to look good, even when they hurt other people. He looked confused but nodded slowly. Then he asked if we were poor. I wanted to say no, to make it sound simple, but the truth was complicated. We weren't rich, but we were fine. We had enough. What hurt wasn't the money. It was being turned into someone's charity project. After he went to bed, I made a decision. If Madison wanted to tell stories online, fine, but I wasn't going to let her write ours. The next morning, I drafted a short post. I didn't mention her by name. I didn't need to. I just wrote, "Sometimes the people who talk the loudest about generosity are the ones who humiliate others in the name of it. Not everything kind needs to be filmed." I hit post, then turned off my phone. It took less than an hour before it blew up. By lunchtime, my post had more likes and comments than anything I'd ever shared before. Most were from friends or coworkers, people who'd never met Madison but knew me well enough to read between the lines. Some wrote things like, "Good for you." Others simply said they understood. It wasn't meant to go viral, but it spread fast. My cousin texted, asking if I was talking about the video. A neighbor sent a message saying she'd seen both posts and couldn't believe Madison had done that. By the time I picked up the kids from school, I already knew Madison had seen it. She hadn't called me, but she'd made another post, this time a long paragraph about toxic people who twist everything into drama. The photo attached was of her smiling with her daughters in a park, captioned, "We choose peace." It almost made me laugh, the hypocrisy of it, how she managed to turn even her guilt into another performance. When I got home, there was a voicemail from my dad. His voice was calm but disappointed, the way it always was when he wanted me to back down. He said he didn't want this social media war to continue and that I should call my sister and apologize to smooth things over. I deleted the message without finishing it. That night, as I tucked Ellie in, she asked if we were still going on the trip. When I said no, her little face fell. She said she'd really wanted to go to the beach. My throat tightened. I told her we'd go somewhere else, just the 3 of us, somewhere quieter, somewhere that didn't feel fake. After she fell asleep, I sat on the edge of my bed scrolling through old photos, birthdays, holidays, Christmas mornings where Madison and I were still pretending to be close. I tried to remember when it all started to sour, when her need to be admired began to matter more than being kind. And if you don't want to wait for part 2, you can watch the full story on my YouTube channel. Just tap share, then more, and click the YouTube link here on my profile, or search for the channel Cooper Reddit on YouTube.